It's Madden NFL 22 as the league's best defense looks to smother the #1 offense. It's the reigning Super Bowl champs and the Browns, and it comes your way next.
The folks here, they are bundled up, but they're ready for football as you get a look at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with the Indianapolis Colts. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, CD, this is a passing league. I don't think you would argue that thought. But our ball game here features a couple of teams with strong offensive lines that really like to work the ground game.
And you and I have both heard from different people in the league who's saying that it's becoming a little bit of a lost art in the NFL, the ability to run the football. And we've heard from defensive coordinators who tell us that they play the pass first. That's not something you normally hear. But these two offenses, they're true to who they are. Both ranked in the top 5 in terms of rushing yardage. I think they're both going to use those massive offensive lines to try and wear down these defenses.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. The Oklahoma product, Baker Mayfield, trotting out there now with the rest of this Browns offense.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 23 carries, 135 yards. Big game.
Well, he's the #2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to #1 because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their line.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. DeForest Buckner make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. To throw, Mayfield. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. And all the way down to the 26. A big play that time for Cleveland. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to...
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Point after here coming up. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled it to 20. So now the Colts will get their first opportunity with a football. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-to-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Well, this defense for the Browns, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry, and he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. The numbers for him from a week ago, 22 carries, 99 yards.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now, number 3 in the league in rushing within shouting distance of the lead. But at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that too.
Couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. They'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 30.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them. Well, Brandon, obviously they're panicking now. They gave up the touchdown. Yeah, their defensive side did that. But he's already taking them back downfield. I love this field general that they've got. It's almost like you went to the defensive captain and said, don't worry about it. We got you. Now they got 1st and goal.
Yeah, we're seeing punch, counter punch, and this could be setting the table for quite the game.
I like that. Let's go ahead and put it in the boxing ring, right? You're going to get hit sometimes. Can you respond and hit back? And they're trying to do exactly that.
2nd and 5. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got a man. It's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. Michael Pittman hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails, because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield. This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mayfield swings this out for Hunt. And they can't bring, fights through, and now a crease. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. 7 yards to pick up there.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in...
That's into a crowd and intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And the Colts are going to take over here up near the 40.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll check this down to Hines. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That catch good for only a couple. These two teams all tied after one. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. He'll look to throw. A very quick pass to Ridley. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. And this is away, and I don't think Landry will get a chance to return here. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
They go with Chubb on second down, and he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Chubb will have the first down and much more, and finally brought down at the 34-yard line. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, about as dynamic a runner as the NFL has to offer. He put his talents on full display there. That was some kind of run.
And what was impressive to me is not just how much he wanted it, but how he fashioned it. I mean, he was shedding tackles left and right, evading tacklers left and right. And when you think about the energy it takes to ward guys off, that's really impressive. He still managed to keep his balance and turn this into a fantastic run.
Now the try here for the point after. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Just a 4-play drive that time. And Nick Chubb the one to finish it off as he does so with a touchdown run. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. Indy set to go on offense once more. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Flush to his right. Out to the right and complete to Pittman. Touchdown! Michael Pittman with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch.
Yeah, and that was sheer determination right there. He decided before the play, if there was a sliver, he was going to take advantage of it. Looked the ball in, turned on the jets, and took it all the way.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and we are tied here in the second quarter. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. From the gun, Mayfield. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And the Colts are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, Davis.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. On 2nd down now, it's Taylor. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Hines. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Draw play. This is Hines. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. On the handoff, Taylor. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Myles Garrett, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks. We have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Blankenship's kick is good. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
There's Baker Mayfield as he and the Browns offense comes back out. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield looking for the out route. It's completed to Landry. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Now Mayfield. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing. Mayfield. Sideline throw. That's caught by Landry. And he goes out right around the 39. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. And now we've got whistles. I think we had a defender too eager to go for the block. Give him the 5 yards, but still, while it's close, not enough for a first.
So in a sense, they dodged a bullet. They'll probably still get the ball back.
Oh, and now some over-eagerness to try and block this. And it might turn into a 1st down. File that under the heading of catastrophe there.
No doubt about it. You're about to get the ball back. And yet you can't hold your water and end up jumping. And now you give them a 1st down.
1st down, Mayfield. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
Good throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, The alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Mayfield with it once more. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Mayfield on first down. That one is caught by Hunt. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Looking to throw again on second down. Mayfield. And he completes it to Hunt. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
They use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Mayfield. Caught on the slant. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late.
And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And once again, the Browns are back in front. Extra point attempt to follow here. It's up and good to make it 21-17. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off as he does so with a touchdown run. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they'll take over with just 18 ticks remaining. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. The option to give to Taylor here. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. We'll start our tour in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. And that one just before halftime with the Jaguars out on top. Trevor Lawrence with a couple of touchdown passes there. From there, we'll head east all the way to the Steel City to check on the Steelers at home in Pittsburgh. And at this point, they trail the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And things didn't work out for them as they fall to the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts, strong in the victory as his guys managed to cobble together their 3rd win in an otherwise dismal campaign. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Colts in that first half, and they were able to have a little bit of success on the ground. The question will be, will they stick with it, or will they be throwing more to try and regain this lead? Meanwhile, for the Browns, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football, and whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play. With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime, but the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
Yeah, Coach, certainly no shortage of action in those first 2 quarters. Definitely got to work on my touchdown calls, so we'll see how much voice I have left for the second half here. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. And Charles, they trail here, though not really the fault of this offense.
No, they certainly did their part in the first half. But when you're in a shootout like this, you definitely want your defense to play better, but you know that's out of your control. All you can do, keep putting points on the scoreboard and keep giving your defense opportunities to make stops.
On second down, it's Taylor. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 60 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run with Taylor. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Slant pass hauled in by Campbell. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They run with Hines. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They give to Taylor out of the gun. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Back to throw. The catch is made by Riley Ridley. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
He's 2nd in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Colts are once again going to retake the lead. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and that gives them a 3-point lead. That drive, a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Now Nick Chubb of the Browns gets set for their next possession. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Now on 2nd and 13, Mayfield. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. To throw, Mayfield. This pass complete to Higgins. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the 3rd quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your play? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
That's what he's done here in this one so far. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And we're back now here in Cleveland. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Mayfield looks to throw. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Quiddy Pay. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The Browns send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
75 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They're going to look to throw. Gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
Let's go. Let's go.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself, because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. The Colts on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw here. Got an open man. That's Campbell. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They run once more with Taylor. And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a 2nd straight play. A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13. They'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
You hate to give the ball away here in the 4th quarter while you're just holding a slim lead, but that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
Back near his goal line. Here's Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. And Mayfield will have a 1st down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact there at the end of the play. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And the 2nd wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Mayfield to throw it. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. Now this one hauled in. Again, it's Hooper. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete, and they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 44-yard line. Looking left side, and it's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there. For their second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Browns have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter.
And touchdown, and congratulations, and zero relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Part one is done, but now on the sideline, you already see them scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready. Yes,
you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
Important extra point up and through, and that will make this a 4-point game. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. So the Colts now down 28-24. At time, a huge factor. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score. Back to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movements. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to do what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. Flushed out right. That ball caught by Campbell. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Back to throw. Back to the same target, Campbell. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. He's back to throw. They'll buy some time right. Campbell making the catch. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow. How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one, because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages, as a field goal now can only tie it. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. And now the attention, it turns to the Browns, trailing by a field goal. A little over 20 seconds to go. Mayfield connects with Peoples-Jones. And he's going to pick up a first down here as that clock continues to run. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Mayfield to throw. Pass caught by Hooper. And he's going to have a first down, but he's tackled inbounds up near midfield. Now they burn the timeout, and they're kind of in that gray area where they might be able to get 2 plays in, but maybe just 1 play left in this ball game. We'll see. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, second down. One last shot from Mayfield here. This for all the marbles. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Well, Charles, a pretty exhilarating finish to the end of this ball game. At the end, the Hail Mary prayers, though, they went unanswered. Could have won it, but couldn't get it done.
Almost felt schoolyard or playground, didn't it? Yeah, you remember when you called that play? Everybody just go long and try and find someone open. They gave it a shot, but unable to successfully complete it.
So for the Colts, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2. And they'll return home next week to take on the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Browns, this could hurt in the race for home field advantage as they drop to 10-2 on the year. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Carolina Panthers.